Does this sound familiar to you? If you have a new puppy in the house, then chances are you're experiencing some of the problems that we are going to address in today's video. You're about to meet 8.5-week-old puppy Stevie, and we are going to help Stevie become comfortable in the crate fast. My name's Instructor Shannon. Welcome back to McCann Dogs. When we first started filming this video, Stevie was in a different room in the crate and she was really struggling. She was doing a lot of very intense barking, and it was very clear very quickly that she really wasn't ready to be alone. So I made a little interruption noise outside of the door so I could get a moment of quiet, and then as soon as she was quiet, I burst in through the door to let her know that that was a great tactic, and we ended up moving her crate out here with us. And you can see with Stevie, she has relaxed and gone to sleep. You are never going to find a silver bullet that works across the board for every dog when it comes to helping them get used to their crate. However, there are some tips and tricks that are going to help your dog speed things along. And of course, if we can help our puppies speed along with their love of the crate, then we can ease our guilt quite a bit quicker as well. When I have a brand new puppy in the home, like Stevie's so young and so new to things, I will make sure that for a lot of the time, my puppy is elevated so they can easily see me. I'll make sure that if I'm leaving the room, I often will bring the crate with me if the puppy is awake and aware. If the puppy's sleeping, I just leave them be, of course. I don't want to wake a sleeping puppy to create trouble. If you're out and about with your puppy and you're relaxing and snuggling and they happen to fall asleep in your arms, that's a great opportunity to help them understand that the crate is a spot of value. Once you've finished your snuggles with the puppy, you can gently lift them into the crate and close the door and let them have the rest of their nap in there. Same thing if they fall asleep on the floor. Ideally, we teach our dogs that nap times happen in the crate, and that association of relaxing and napping really should not be wasted on being out and about, but rather should be accompanying with the crate. But if I know that there's a chance that my puppy might start vocalizing as soon as I leave the room, within those first few days of having my puppy home, maybe the first week or so, I'll actually try to preempt them making that noise by just bringing the crate along with me. A lot of the times just seeing you is comfort enough that they can get used to the idea that the crate is a comfortable spot. Now, I definitely don't want to do that forever, because then I'm setting my puppy up to always think that I will be within sight and be within earshot. So that's for about the first week. And I make sure that I pepper in lots of time where my puppy is in the crate sleeping, where I put on background noise. The McCann Dogs music channel is fabulous for helping puppies relax. I'll put that background noise on, I'll put a cover on the crate, and it creates a nice little den for the puppy where they feel safe and they relax and sleep in the crate. We completely understand crate guilt is a real thing, and it can be such a challenge to anticipate bringing home your new puppy, have all these wonderful feelings of excitement, and then when you bring your new puppy home and you start to introduce them to the crate, you get all sorts of whining, potentially barking, screaming even in a lot of cases. Trust us when we say, first off, that it is very, very normal, and also trust us when we say that it is a crucial component in your dog's life, so very much worthwhile working through any sort of negative association that your pup has started out with the crate. Let's talk about some of the reasons why your puppy might be barking. First reason that I always go to when my students ask this question is that it is tactical. Every puppy starts out with their litter mates or mom in the majority of cases. And what they learn is that when they make noise, when they vocalize, whether it's whining or barking or screaming even, somebody will come and check on them. Whether that's a litter mate coming to say, hey, what's up, and starting a play session, or maybe it's mom that comes in and gives them a little nuzzle and then allows them to nurse. So a lot of the times your puppies are coming from a situation where making noise has been heavily reinforced. So now when we put them into a space where they might not want to stay initially, and we ask them to be calm, they're not necessarily going to go to that tactic right away. Chances are they're going to go to the tactic of making noise because historically it has worked for them. And unfortunately, what happens with us humans is we immediately get our heartstrings tugged on, and we feel horribly bad for the puppy, or we feel scared for the puppy that they might even be hurting themselves because they're crying in there. And truly, nothing could be further from the truth. The crate is such a nice, safe spot. It will keep your puppy safe. It will ensure that they're enclosed well so that they can't get into mischief. They can't have accidents in the house when you can't supervise them. And you can slowly get to the point where you allow them freedom in the house, knowing that you're going to keep them safe. Something that is really important to pay attention to when your young puppy is learning to be in the crate is that you don't accidentally or inadvertently reinforce that noise. The last thing we want to do is teach our puppies to be even more persistent with that yelling by teaching them that sometimes it pays off. So if my puppy is making noise, even this little whining noise that's happening right here, I don't want to reinforce that. When I say reinforcement, I mean anything that makes the puppy happy. So basically that might be me feeding them, it might be me appearing, it might be me talking. Any of those things are going to tell the puppy that what they're doing is bringing that thing. So that's why I like to use that interruption technique. If I get any noise from the puppy, a little bit of a kissy noise or a little tap on the crate even might make them go, oh, what was that? Where I get that moment of silence and now I can interact and engage with my puppy without worrying about rewarding the wrong things. We help a lot of people just like you who have young puppies that they're trying to get a good start with in life. Join us for Puppy Essentials, where you will find yourself in a community of like-minded people on the same journey, and you'll get to work with myself and the rest of the McCann instructors as we help you build the perfect puppy. I know all too well that it feels horrible when you're listening to your puppy bark or whine or cry in the crate, but it is so important for their future. We want to make sure that we create dogs that are confidently independent, and letting them out of the crate, unfortunately, is going to create a puppy that says, that tactic still works, and they're going to try it harder and louder. So resist the urge. There's going to be people that say to you, oh, he doesn't want to be in the crate, let him out. Resist the urge. You're going to do a much better job creating a well-rounded adult dog who can be alone and doesn't suffer from separation anxiety if you stick it out and work through those early struggling days of crate training. How do you know when it's a need versus when they're just saying, hey, let me out of this crate, I don't want to be in here anymore? Well, you really don't. And chances are you want to make sure that you address that need. So what I do with my own puppies to make sure that they can settle in the crate is I make sure to meet their needs before they go in. I keep a loose journal with all my puppies so that I have details about pretty much how often they're going to have to go to the bathroom, how often they're going to want to drink, how often they're going to need to eat their meals, and how long those meals take to go through them. It's really helpful information when you have a puppy to start tracking their trends so that you can estimate what's going to happen a little bit better. So before I put my puppy away in the crate, I make sure I've taken them outside, given them a chance to go to the bathroom. I've spent time playing with them. I've spent time engaging and interacting and training and tiring them out both physically and mentally, and then I'm going to put them in the crate at that point. Now, you might still consider that sometime down the road, your puppy might start vocalizing, and maybe that's because one of those needs to happen again. And that's okay. If you need to go in and let the puppy out for a pee, those interruption techniques are going to really help to make sure that you're not accidentally reinforcing the wrong behavior. So a quick little noise, and then once my puppy's quiet, now I can go to the crate, open it up, and let them out without risking rewarding the wrong behavior. One of the most common questions that we get asked surrounding crate training is, am I making it worse? And as long as you're doing 3 specific things, you're guaranteed not to make things any worse. One is making sure that you do not reinforce the noise. We want to make sure that we're very aware of when we're entering the room, when we're making ourselves seen to the puppy, and if they are making noise, that little interruption technique will help for sure. The second tactic is making sure that you're doing all sorts of positive association work with the crate. So we talked about putting the puppy back in the crate for naps. That's going to associate relaxation with the crate. We also want to make sure that we're doing some fun things with the crate. We play a lot of games with the crate to make sure that the puppy starts to associate positive things with it. We feed some of their meals in there. All of the good things that come in their life, we want to make sure that there's some sort of element of the crate involved in that so that they get used to it. And the third tactic to make sure that you quickly work through your crate training issues is patience. We want to make sure that we let the puppy have enough time to settle in. You know, if we put the puppy away in the crate and they start barking right away, the last thing we want to do is try to address it instantly. We want to give the puppy a few minutes maybe, see if they'll settle in, see if they'll relax, and then if that's not happening, you might try the interruption techniques, but really you want to make sure that you give the puppy a fair enough amount of time, a few days, a few weeks, to get accustomed to the crate. Don't give in, don't give up. We want to make sure that we create dogs that love their crates. Now that you know how to address things as well as when, you'll want to make sure that you get your puppy well exercised in the morning before you leave the house. If you would like to find out 5 wins to get every morning with your puppy so they can relax in the crate and enjoy their time while you're gone, check out this video right here. And on that note, I'm Instructor Shannon. This is Stevie. Happy training. Oh, you're cute.